Did you feel that you had to take some of these banned substances in order to be competitive?
Well, that's what I was told by my coach, Charlie, back in the early years, that for me to compete on that level, I have to use bad substance.
Do you still believe that these days? I mean, do you feel that if you'd run without having taken any drugs, you might have been just as fast?
Well, I was very talented. I ran 10, 19, 10, 25 as a junior without drugs, so the talent was there. But nevertheless, these performance enhancing drugs really overshadowed my great talent that I had. But yes, I test positive, and that's what was brought to my attention in our early years, that this is what people are doing. But also on the other end, I didn't know that there was these drugs in sports. I thought me watching sports generally, everything is clean and people are trained hard and people are performing kind of better coach. When I drop into a different culture and a different environment, then these things brought to my attention. This is what's going on in the world of sports, and then I, be the blame guy, the fall guy for everything.
Carl Lewis, who ended up being awarded the gold medal after you were stripped of it, of course he won the golds at the '84 Olympics, and he became the winner by default in the '88 Olympics. I mean, he's admitted to also having taken banned substances, and for reasons I've never understood, he was not stripped of his Olympic medals. Why is that?
Because, there's a lot of people around his camp and around in America really protect him, because we all know that in the media and interviews and through documentaries, they say that no American athletes would ever test positive in any games at all. It's forbidden. So you can tell that there's lots of politics play in this area, and we all know that Carlos tested positive a couple of times, and we all know that anybody who wear braces after 25 years old, you don't grow after 25 years old, and this guy was still growing. This guy's wearing braces on his mouth. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, he just have a hip replacement, so to speak. That's called from a lot of GH.
Human growth hormone?
Yes.
So you're saying Carl Lewis took human growth hormone, as a result his teeth, his bones, his joints kept growing well into his 40s and 50s?
That's right, yeah.
That is astonishing. I mean, do you have any hesitation in calling Carl Lewis a drug cheat?
Well, he's number one, but I would challenge him on the next track for him to come forward and admit what he does if he's against drugs, or telling the young generation that he never took drugs, and knowing that he tests positive. So if he can join me on his campaign and speak about it, or if he's a man or not being a man. So
you mentioned your coach Charlie Fisher, I think it was. Now he was in the Olympics, I think, in the early 70s, 72. Did he take drugs himself? Do you know?
No, I don't know. He never take drugs. Charlie was a natural sprinter. The reason why Charlie has really bad blood for a long period of time for the Canadian Federation is one of the American athletes never make it to the final or to the semi, and Charlie didn't make it into the semi-final, going to the final, and Charlie the coach have Charlie training with this guy who doesn't make it for about 2 days. So by the time Charlie realized what he was doing, his energy was depleted. Then Pressure Duncan will say, you cannot train at this point where you have a semi-final to run. So of course he ran the semi-final and didn't make it, and he was upset ever since then. The bad blood and Charlie at the Federation happened.
Now, if we cast our minds forward to the present day, Usain Bolt is obviously the fastest man on earth at the moment. People like Tyson Gay and Asafa Powell are trying to take that crown from him. Do you believe he's a clean runner?
I can't comment on that. I mean, he's from Jamaica, I'm from Jamaica, so I'll be careful of what I said. Even though we know that Asafa tests positive and Tyson Gay tests positive over like 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, 2 months ago, then, that will send a message, and if those guys test positive, then you can know what's really going on.
Ben Johnson, in terms of appealing to young athletes who might be contemplating taking drugs, you mentioned that Carl Lewis has suffered side effects from human growth hormone well into middle age and beyond. Did you ever suffer any side effects from anything you took?
No, there's not something that I abuse, or we just take enough just to efforts to train, to recover from hard training. So no, that that drug's never been abused over that short period of time.
And again, your final message for athletes today, be they track and field, be they footballers, be they whatever, if they're tempted to take drugs, what do you say to them? You've seen the highs and lows of modern sport, an Olympic gold medal in your hand for 3 days, stripped from you after that. What do you say to young athletes?
Well, people see the glory of going down the wrong path, trying to take drugs, trying to make a whole lot of money, and yes, you can make a lot of money, and also you could test positive and lose it all. So, if you do sports and you fail, it's not a shame. At least you try. It's not a shame. But if you do think that you can get away with it, or you're gonna be like take it and don't care about getting tested or test positive, then the punishment is going to be very severe. And I believe that John, this is what I'm trying to tell the kids or anybody that's involved in it. Don't go the path that I took 25 years ago, because you lose everything.
All right, we will leave it there. Ben Johnson, former Olympic sprinter, Jamie Fuller, Chairman of Skins, thank you so much for joining us here on the program.